Yeah, we are recording right now. Great. I have a really good news for you guys. The good news is that today's workshop is way better than the yesterday one, because we're gonna draw something on the screen. Yeah, it's not about like printing some text or string or number. We're gonna use the Python in Grasshopper. Also, I gave you guys the link to download the plugin for the Grasshopper. So inside of the plugin, there's multiple things I couldn't remember right now, but there's some mapping plugin or image processing plugin that we're gonna look through everything individually. So for those who not yet install Grasshopper plugin from the Medium, I highly recommend you download right now and then just install the plugin on the right component folder, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good to go. Great. Let me share my screen. So today's agenda is little advanced, Python, particularly for visualizing something in the using the Island Python, which is a little bit different than actual Python. It's like a C# or a Microsoft version of Python. But you guys don't need to worry about syntax is gonna be the same. So particularly today, we are going to import some real-world data, such as CSV file or JSON file or GeoJSON file, which is very standard data for the visualization field. And then we also have some image processing plugin. And then I'm gonna give you guys some sort of examples how we take advantage or utilize this kind of individual example or exercise for your real practice. And also, before I forgot, I would like to mention that at the end of the day, we want to create our own sort of visualization. So I highly recommend you guys looking at, I don't know, we are living globe, right? It's a different place in different city, different world, the country. So just simply download some data they're interested in, and then we try to visualizing your own data, okay? To be honest, I'm not sure, because even if I have some, the level of the implementation, all the way from the simple Python to TypeScript version of the visualization application things. But it depends on you guys. Like if you're familiar with using the Grasshopper, it's totally fine. But what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, I want to compact, gather all the results from you guys, and then I'm going to give it to the person who engaged in the exhibition in this conference. So I think this is a really good opportunity, right? To actually you guys work in a international conference. Yeah. So just keep in mind. And then also we have an additional note, as I said, but for those who are really interested in data science, yeah, it's beyond the visualization or things like that. You guys need to learn like NumPy or Pandas, which is sort of library, Python library that specialize in dealing with metrics or from simple data processing in a statistical way, or the machine learning or scikit-learn. You guys can actually take advantage of the existing machine learning or statistical analysis tool that actually need like some of the format of the NumPy, 2 or 3 dimension or multiple dimension of the data. So Pandas or NumPy actually help you guys to some sort of metrics computation. But in our workshop, we are not going to use it because I feel like it's actually no good practice. So what I wanted to do is you guys can make your own sort of version of the Panda or NumPy, because otherwise we just use the library as a black box, which is no good actually at the end of the day. And then also there's some feature reduction things, but I could just a simple link. So I'm just leave some keyword that you need to take a look at it after this workshop. Okay. And then lastly, so we're dealing with the data, right? But at the end of the day, we always need to visualizing to understand what the data tell us, right? So but the other way of looking at the data is like revealing some patterns. In this case, many people talk about machine learning, deep learning, neural network, things like that. So particularly, we are focusing on something, let's say, visualizing on the web. So we have one nice, fantastic machine learning library developed by Google. So basically, TensorFlow is one of the popular framework for machine learning. And then also at the same time, they sort of developing on the parallel way the TensorFlow JS. So meaning that you don't need to convert data to the Python to train or make your own sort of a prediction model. So we have a TensorFlow JS, meaning that you can directly consume the data and visualizing on the web, and then train the data, and then reveal some result, and then train or visualizing on the web. So everything is can do one shot on the web environment.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, hi, Andrew. Thanks for the great course. I'm just wondering whether is it possible to use TensorFlow directly in Grasshopper or Dynamo. So I know I've used TensorFlow a lot in Google Colab and stuff, but I haven't really found a way to integrate TensorFlow inside
Absolutely.
the Python environment in Grasshopper. I'd just like to check whether you have done anything like that and whether is it possible to do it.
Yeah, to be honest, as far as I know, there is no direct way to use TensorFlow from Dynamo or the Grasshopper. But Grasshopper Python is not actual Python. It's Iron Python, which is sort of like the C# or like a Windows version of the Python. Yeah. But I saw one guy who developed some sort of a Python. I can't remember the name. You guys can go to the Fruitful Rhino website. There's a plugin. So according to the guy who developed that plugin, he said like we can use the NumPy or Pandas, whatever, the inbuilt Python sort of library. So meaning that I think in that environment, people can import TensorFlow Python version, I guess. But otherwise, in a real world, we have like a backend and front end, right? So for example, the Grasshopper Python compile, process some data, and then push this data to the server on the web environment or whatever. And then the web environment actually, just pass this data from the Grasshopper to some backend, which is built by Python. Or
is it like sorry to interrupt you again. I have quite a bit of question on this. So is it like a HTTP GET POST request where you export the data from Grasshopper and then you send it to a Flask backend to process it using scikit-learn or TensorFlow, and then you send it back to Grasshopper?
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, it's not about like all Windows software is built on top of the Windows system, like .NET or .NET Core, right? So even the Grasshopper, actually you can build your own plugin using the C# library. So in this case, you guys can access whatever the HTTP request or let's say socket communication or things like that. So also I did several projects to communicate the Grasshopper data with the web environment. Maybe additionally, you can make some other pipeline to push the data from the web to your own server. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of the backend guy. So, but I guess there should be a way. Yeah. But I couldn't see any direct way to import that and directly execute the Grasshopper or Dynamo environment.
Got it. And I don't think you can directly import scikit-learn as well, right?
Yeah.
Not into. Got it. And do you have any resources to kind of do this HTTP requesting from GH to like a web backend and then to process it using TensorFlow and send that back in again? Do you have any resources that I can read up on?
To be honest, I never tried it before, but several years ago, I used the Socket.io library to communicate between the grasshopper to, let's say, web. Yeah. And then actually, to me, if I have project like this, would you like to directly working on the web environment using the TypeScript that we're gonna learn? Also, we have the TensorFlow JS, which is directly learn on your browser. You don't need to set up your own server or whatever. It's just take advantage of GPU by the browser. So I think this is what I can tell you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there should be a way, and there are some expertise who can answer the right question to you. But yeah, this is sort of my answer to your question.
Got it. Thanks very much.
Yeah. We can talk about this interesting topic later. Yeah, great. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So anyhow, so we have this kind of additional note. We are not going to learn and dive into this kind of things. I'm just leave this as a homework to you guys. So I have 2 projects to overview. So let me zoom in a little bit. Great.
¿Está guiando pues cuando termines tu juego?
Sorry. Okay. So please mute your mic unless you want to ask something to me. Okay. Great. Yeah. So this is one of my the project to understand our built environment by the lens of the data. So in this project, we collect lots of data. Let's say there's two different types of approach. One is a top-down data, so meaning that the government or organization, they actually create some data such as the building energy and population and land use, things like that. The other way around is individual. I mean, you and me, actually we produce data every day, every hours, right? So we collect this kind of data. And also we use the Google Street Map image as a data set. So we dump all of data and make a giant, the CSV file, let's say. And then we can train the data in order to revealing some result, what the data tell us. I mean, this is the little bit off topic of our project, but what I'm trying to say is that there is data, we can import it, you can process it, we can visualize it. Yeah, this is what I want to tell you. And this is the other project, which is a collaboration work with Dong-Se Kim, who is a professor in the NIIT. So what he does is to compare the perception of 2 different areas. One is the High Line in New York City, and the other one is the Seoul Law, which is Korean language anyhow. So they are very similar concept. So we actually parse the image that people take, and then parse all the string data, let's say like some text data, and then we try to compare and what is the difference, what kind of event can trigger this kind of emotional things. I mean, this is all about like the reading the data thing. So if you guys are interested in, just take a look at this video, and also there's some information on my website. So again, that one is also data. Even the image, you can actually extract numerical data, numerical information from out of the image, meaning that it can compute even the image, okay? So this is nothing special about that. And this is the sort of important, there's a chat. Yeah, okay. I think, let me, give me time. I need to rearrange a little bit.